Here I'm going to take you through a little sequence to find some freedom for your feet. So let's start with the right foot and the left hand. And we're going to link fingers with our toes. So you're snuggling your fingers in between each toe so that you're holding hands with your foot like you would hold hands with a friend or a loved one. Yeah? And then let's just start with a little bit of mobility through that ankle. So relaxing the muscles of the foot and the leg, use your hand and your arm to just point and flex the toes and find a little freedom of movement there through the ankle. You might notice a little clicking or a little discomfort. If it's not painful, it's okay, yeah, a little bit of popping is not worry. And then let's draw that into circles. So a rotation of the foot. Again, we're not using the muscles of the leg or the foot to do that. You're just working using your arm or your hand. And bring it back in the opposite direction. Again, any popping or cracking, your body does enjoy it even if it sounds like it's protesting. Yeah? You can bring that back through center. And then work the opposite direction. So pressing the palm into the foot, pull the toes towards you. So you're creating this pressure into the base of the ball of the foot. And then take it back the opposite direction so you can kind of flex the toes and stretch through the plantar fascia. And again, the toes pull towards you, this time pressing the base of the palm into the sole of the foot. And then work that back the other way. Do that once more. And taking your other hand to your heel, this time we're twisting, so taking the ball of the foot in one direction and working to pull the heel back in the opposite direction, like you're wringing out a towel or a sponge. And then bring that back the opposite way. Twist. And we're just working through a couple of times in each direction and wring out. Working through the sole of the foot, the top of the foot. There are so many muscles and bones here, right? And layers of tissue, and our feet carry us around all day. And I don't think they get very much gratitude, to be fair. Let's go once more, a little twist. And back the opposite direction. And we can take the hand away and keeping the fingers linked into the toes, try to squeeze your toes together as hard as you can. You might get a little pressure through the fingers, you might get a little pressure through the toes. And then go the opposite way and spread the toes as wide as you can, trying to press the fingers away from each other. And let's do that a couple of times. So crush, crush, crush your fingers. Let's gently release that foot and just feel how much more space you can find. Maybe you'll take both of your feet to the floor in front of you and just notice any difference, right? For me, there's a huge amount more space between my toes. I can feel more of my foot in contact with the earth, where I've been in contact with it. And we'll go on to the opposite side. So once again, linking the fingers with the toes. I'm going to work to begin with a relaxed foot and just move the foot forward and backward. And point and flex of the ankle. And when that feels right, you can start to draw these circles. Again, try to let the foot be floppy. I know it's hard when you're concentrating on moving something to kind of not concentrate on moving it. Using the arm to find that fluid rotation, go the opposite way. Let's find that rounding of the foot. So you're pressing the palm, the base of the palm, the heel of the hand into the sole of the foot and pulling the toes over to stretch through the top of the foot and through the front of the ankle. And then a flex the opposite direction and a stretch for the plantar fascia, the sole of the foot. Just a little bit of love, yeah, for the toes that we squish into our tiny little shoes. The parts of our body that kind of get walked all over. Okay, one more time like that. You might like to do this before exercise. Let's go the opposite direction once again. So hand to the heel, hand to the ball of the foot, and we're twisting them away from one another. So it can be a really nice way to kind of feel really grounded and stable in your feet up so that you can move through a standing yoga practice or walk. Let's go the opposite way with that rotation. Or anything else you do on your feet, which is most things, let's be honest. I'm going to go a couple of times in each direction. It's also a really great practice at the end of the day, right after you've done all of your movement, and then you might pair this with Burrito Karate, putting your legs up the wall, and letting all the fluid drain on the in. It's more like that. And when you feel ready, releasing the opposite hand, squeezing the toes into the fingers, finding that pressure. And then separating the toes as much as you can, and now you're using the muscles of the foot, right, rather than the fingers. You're trying to press the fingers away. And a couple of times, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And open, open, open. And squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. When you're ready, you can release the hand. And once again, bring those feet forward and just notice how much space you have created. Notice how much awareness you've created. And enjoy.